All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, the sports betting show's UFC 280 Oliveira versus Makhachev preview and prediction show. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Pride. How's it going, man?
I'm good, bro. Just tired, drained, and exhausted. But I'm kicking.
I bet. I know you've been busy. You haven't been on those shows for a while. You've been busy with the new job.
Yeah, and then I'll tell people, and then they get all bitchy about it. But oh wait, am I allowed to curse? Oh no, I can't.
I don't.
You don't care?
I don't care.
All right. Fuck 'em.
Oh man. Let's see what.
Yeah, no. It's tiring, but I'm just ready for the UFC, man. I'm ready for this weekend.
Yeah, I am too. I think tomorrow's card, like we were just talking about, even the prelims is a pretty stacked card. Get this out of the way. There we go. That looks better. All right.
Yeah.
Even the prelims are a pretty stacked card. They start earlier here because they're out of the country, so it's like 10 a.m. for prelims, 2 in the afternoon.
They're in Abu Dhabi, which I mean, you do when you're in Abu Dhabi, you kind of gotta put out. At least I think they're in Abu Dhabi, are they?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, and you know, they go to Abu Dhabi a few times a year, and of those few times, there's always gonna be that one card that's like banger. It's a card that's stacked with like a lot of fights that we've been curious about. So and honestly, that's what this entire card has been, to be honest. Like a lot of fights that can kind of shape up their respective divisions. So heading into next year, you know what I mean? Like heading into next year, there's like the picture is like a little more clear. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and you get to see your favorite fighter, Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Honestly, with all due disrespect, fuck Sugar Sean O'Malley. Like, I don't understand the hype with the kid. I don't understand the hype. Like he's a good fighter, but that's it. Good at his peak. Like I don't get this enamored, this love for him. We're gonna get to it in a while, in a little bit. Yeah. Piotr Yan is gonna murder this kid, and I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love it. Well, listen, my whole soliloquy, I got it in my back pocket, and when we get there, I'll throw it. But just understand, Piotr Yan is going to kill this child.
Yeah, I feel the same. I pretty much feel the same way about that fight as well. I think he's just getting pushed because he has
it's the hair. It's all
hair.
It's the hair, because we're in an era where if you talk, they love you. That's really it. That's really it. Conor McGregor kind of did this thing where as long as you can talk good, Dana will give you an opportunity. And that's what Sugar Sean O'Malley does. He talks. Right? He just and a lot of people go, "Oh my God, he's so good talking." I'm like, "Are you sure?" Like he just babbles. Like if you actually listen to the stuff he says, it makes zero sense. They're not funny. They're not clever. There's no wow. What is it? Like? No, it's just like
Yeah.
He babbles something stupid and idiotic, but for some reason he's got this weird cult following where he can say the wrong thing. Like, he'll say something dumb, and his fans will like worship the ground he's on, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, it was the funniest thing ever!" And it's like, no, it's not, but whatever. As happens when you have a cult following. Listen, whether you're good or not, when you have that cult following, it really puts you on a whole nother, put you on another level. Because you could be the worst fighter ever. You really could be. If you got a cult following, that'll keep you way longer than you need to. Yeah. That's why Donald Cerrone's still around, or was still around. BJ Penn, he was around for a while. It's because they had that cult following. That's why you're kind of seeing guys like Francis Ngannou, who's a champ, and the UFC is considering letting him walk. They're considering letting him walk. Think about that. Yeah. What other champ would they consider walk?
Nobody, but he don't talk. Yeah, so no, I agree with you 100% on that. It's all about now. All these guys want to cut kind of like WWE promos, and the guys that do it are the ones that get pushed because you're right. That's what the fans want to see nowadays. But we got a stack, like we've said, stacked prelim card. We'll go ahead and take a look at those. Jump into the first one. What the hell? Carol Rosa against Lena Landsberg. Rosa's a big favorite at minus 340 on the money line. Landsberg's plus 250 on the money line, according to FanDuel. I think. Oh, man. I don't know how good of a fight this is going to be. I can't believe they keep giving this Landsberg at 40 years old more opportunities. Oh, there it is. I had it pulled back up and I hit the wrong button. Yeah, they keep giving her more opportunities. She's 4-5 in the UFC. Is Landsberg. Rosa is 15 or 4-1 in the UFC, 15-4 overall. I like Rosa in this fight. She has high volume. She's 4-1 over her last 5. She has pretty good takedown defense mostly, but her last fight against Sarah McMahon, she was taken down 4 times. But Sarah McMahon's also a wrestling Olympic wrestler, so I can understand getting taken down by her compared to some of the other fighters. Her striking defense can be a little not there at times, but she has good striking on her feet. She's a decent grappler. I like Rosa in this fight. I just think she's the better all around fighter. Landsberg doesn't have great grappling or great takedown defense, and she likes to fight in the clinch. She has good elbows. She's 2-3 over her last 5. Lost her last fight to Kanzad by unanimous decision. But I like Rosa in this fight here to kick off the prelims.
I mean, for me, it's really a toss up. In all honesty, I do want to go with Rosa, but for me, I think this is going to be a situation where it's going to go the distance. And if it goes the distance, I think Lena Landsberg kind of has the advantage, right? Because in terms of on the ground, Lena she's defensive, right? So if Rosa could work the takedowns, which again is in her wheelhouse, so she could potentially do it. Maybe she could potentially do something, because a lot of the groundwork you see Landsberg do is just defensive. Like she's the type of fighter where if we go to the ground, kind of like the best I can describe it, Tony Ferguson, right? Like she has great groundwork, right? She could work on the mat, but she doesn't use it, right? She only really uses it when she has no choice, when she's put in a corner, right? You see Tony Ferguson back then, he would stand and bang with you, and then you would take him down, and then that's when he would use his jiu-jitsu, right? Lena's kind of the same way, but more defensive. And I think this fight goes the distance, and I think if it does go the distance, I think Lena's her defensive work on the mat will be enough to kind of stifle anything Rosa can do, So since I think it's going to go the distance, I'm going with Lena. Like I said, it's a toss-up for me because I think it's more likely to go the distance, but I can also see round one Carol making a tap. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's a toss up, but for me, I'm gonna go Lena, and I think this kind of matters a lot too because in that division, we got Amanda Goat Nunes, back being a double champ. They're gonna have to find someone else to start throwing Amanda, right? I mean, Pena wants to run it back. I think that's a horrible idea, but to each their own, right? Holly Holm is kind of starting towards the tail end of her career. Aldana, I mean, maybe Raquel Pennington. Amanda already dominated her, so it's like I think you can make an argument that whoever wins this fight could possibly be up next because Amanda kind of just has demolished the division to where they kind of desperately need someone new. So don't be surprised if the winner of this one ends up being like, later down the road go, oh yes, since you won this fight, you're the number one contender to the women's bantamweight title.
And the problem is, I think Amanda will destroy either one of them.
I think she'll destroy both of them at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think they have anybody in the division right now.
Nah,
and that's going to be a problem.
Nah, I don't think so. I think the only one who will give Amanda some problem is Juliana Pena, but that's just because Juliana, even though she got beat up, she got that one win, the first one, right? That kind of hypes her up, and she still doesn't have this. She doesn't fear Amanda. So I think of anyone, Juliana Pena could give the best fight. But even though I'm not taking anything from Juliana Pena winning that first fight, but let's be honest, that's like she's not going to be able to do it. Let's be 100% honest here. She's not good enough to have repeat success. You know what I mean? You can get that one-off win, but the second fight, that's the reality of it. When Juliana Pena can no longer stay, like she couldn't stand and bang with Amanda.
No.
And then after that, Amanda was like, all right, I'm going to piece you up like crazy. Amanda fought smart. So when she fought smart, Pena had nothing to capitalize on.
Yeah.
So she had nothing to capitalize on.
I think the first time they fought, I honestly think Amanda kind of overlooked Pena a little bit.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt.
And in the second fight, she didn't, and we all saw what happened.
Yep. She took her serious the second fight, and look what happened.
John put some of his picks on for the main card. We'll get to our picks on the main card here in just a few, John. But you have a couple I agree with, and you have a couple that I don't. But next card on the prelims, next fight on the prelims, Malcolm Gordon against Muhammad Makhachev. Makhachev's a minus 1,500 favorite. Gordon's a plus 70 or plus 790 underdog, according to FanDuel. What do you think about this one?
For me, I think Muhammad wins, and I just think he just wrestles his way to a victory. I'm looking at a guy in Malcolm Gordon who, when it comes to standing and banging, he can stand and bang with anybody. The problem with Muhammad, he doesn't really stand and bang like that. He's the type of dude that wants to bring you to the ground and suffocate you. Yep. Malcolm Gordon has not only does he struggle with takedowns, both taking others down and defending the takedown, but when he's on the ground and he gets taken down, he almost gives up. It almost looks like he just shrugs his shoulders and goes, you know what? Let me just survive the round.
Yep.
In a 5-rounder, you could perhaps throw 1 round away. In a 3-round fight, you can't do that. You cannot throw a round away because once it starts getting to that point of okay, now you got to win 2 in a row. You now have to fight 2 perfect rounds back to back. And that's hard. It's very hard, especially with a great wrestler in Muhammad, who I believe whenever he feels like it will take Malcolm down. whenever he feels like. At any point, if somehow Malcolm touches him and hurts him, even when he's wobbly, Muhammad can take him down.
Yep.
So I think this is going to go to a situation where if Malcolm had better takedown defense, I think this is a different conversation. I think this is a way different conversation. But until I see that, I'm going with Muhammad.
Yeah, I agree with you. Even if Gordon hurts Makhachev or Muhammad, if he hurts him, I think Muhammad can still panic wrestle and get him down and have time to recover.
Yep.
I just don't see no way Gordon's going to be able to keep the fight on their feet. Now on the feet, I think he could have a legitimate chance maybe if he could keep the fight on the feet.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't think he can. Muhammad has good cardio, and I think he's going to be able to get him down and maybe get some ground and pound in, or work for a submission. Either way, I think he'll be able to hold Gordon down once he gets him down. Because you're right, Gordon kind of panics when he gets taken down. Like you said, almost looks like he's going to give up. So I like Muhammad in this fight as well.
Yeah. By the way, before I forget, Lena versus Carol. Lena Landsberg versus Carol Rosa. If you want to bet on Carol Rosa, go to 5 Dimes. She's a minus 315 favorite. Those will be your best odds for her. And for Lena Landsberg, if you go to Cloud Bet, she's a plus 289 underdog. So, and then for Muhammad versus Malcolm Gordon, the best bet, and this lets you know how lopsided it is. The best bet, if you want to go for Muhammad, will be sport bet. He's a minus 1,055 favorite. That just lets you know, don't touch that one.
Yeah.
If you're feeling Malcolm Gordon can do the upset, if you really feel that way, go over to Cloud Bet. He's a plus 890 underdog.
Damn, that's basically a whole dollar above FanDuel.
Yeah.
FanDuel's plus 790.
Mm-hmm. So you got 890 over on Cloud Bet. So if you're that brave and you're feeling because John Suggs says he's feeling Gordon here, he's liking Gordon. If you're liking Gordon, take your behind over to Cloud Bet because you will get the best bang for your buck over there.
Yeah, get your best odds. And if you're going to bet, you always want to compare sports books because you can get some sports books you get a lot better odds than others.
Yep.
Next fight we have is AJ Dobson against Armin Petrozoyan. Petrozoyan's a minus 220 favorite. Dobson's at plus 176 underdog. That's on FanDuel. I think this will be a decent fight, but I like Petrozoyan in this fight. I think he's going to be able to keep the fight on the feet, and I think that could give Dobson a little bit of trouble. Dobson is a terrible striker, but he has better wrestling. Dobson's cardio kind of worries me a little bit. Both these guys are coming off loss. Dobson lost to Malkoun by unanimous decision, and Petrozoyan lost to Barallo his last fight. But I think if Petrozoyan can stay on the feet and use his kickboxing, I think he's going to have a good chance of winning this fight. So I like Petrozoyan to pull out the win here.
I agree. AJ Dobson, he uses his wrestling. He wants to try to set stuff up, but a lot of the times he uses his wrestling is when he's in an uncomfortable situation. For example, he gets touched up and then he wants to wrestle so that way he can have some rest. If he's exhausted, like you said, his cardio is a question. So a lot of times he kind of does what I call the Marvin Vettori. He'll pick you up, slam you down, and then stop. And then just think, as soon as I do that, I won the round. And that's what AJ Dobson does a lot. My question is this. Armin is going to get taken down. I think he's going to get taken down at least twice. I think he's going to hurt Dobson, and Dobson's going to take him down. The question is, does Armin let Dobson stay on him, or does he work to get out of it? That's the only question I have. I'm going to go on a hunch and say that he does a combination of both. I think hopefully from Armin, we see elbows from the back. We see still punching, something where he tries to do some type of transition. Basically, put some type of pressure on AJ Dobson, where after he does the takedown, he goes, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm not trying to stay here. I'm not trying to, be in full and in full mount with this dude because even though I'm on top and on paper I have the advantage, I'm out here taking elbows and I'm getting beat up like crazy." So for me, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go Armin. I just AJ Dobson's wrestling. There's really nothing to hold on to. What I mean by that is he'll pick, like I said, he does the Marvin Vettori, picks you up, slams you, and stops.
Yeah.
He does.
Basically get control time.
Exactly. There's no damage. There's no moving to a submission. There's not even smothering. It's just boom, and then I just chill here until I hear the bell. And I don't think that's gonna work against a guy like Armin. Like I said, I think Dobson's gonna get hurt a lot. So honestly, I'm gonna go on a limb. I say Armin gets the knockout in the second round.
Ooh, okay. I can see that happening too, because once Dobson gets tired, I think Armin is just going to be able.
He's gonna let loose. Yep, he's gonna let loose.
Did you have any better? Was odds? But what sportsbook had the best odds for that fight?
So, excuse me. So if you like Armin, go to Bet Online. He is a -200 favorite. If you like AJ Dobson, go over to CloudBet +185. So closer odds than we've seen, in a while. Because every time we go to the prelims, it's always like, someone's a -700 and the other person's like plus gig 1,000 or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
So, but this one is closer. Even though I'll be 100% honest, I don't understand how. Because for me, in terms of discrepancy in skill and potential outcome, this to me is like the reverse of Gordon versus Makhachev, where Gordon is gonna get out wrestled like crazy. I think Dobson is gonna get out punched like crazy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I just think it's like the Brazil version of it. So it's weird how that one, like the Muhammad fight has like the odd gap is larger, but for Armin versus Dobson, it's really not. It's closer than I honestly thought it would be. So
it's closer than I thought it'd be as well. And the next fight's real close as well with Nurmagomedov against some of these names. Omar Gadshev. That's gonna be
yeah. Omar Gadziev versus Nurmagomedov. Yep.
They're -176 favorite for Nurmagomedov and +142 underdog.
These are two guys who love takedowns.
Yep.
And I think honestly, this is gonna come down to strikes. I think both of these guys, in terms of their wrestling, I think they're very even. I think it kind of puts them in a situation where they're like, okay, like I can take you down, but I only have you for a second before you shoot back up. So now it's gonna be okay. Well, I'm not gonna waste my time trying to do takedown. I have to do something else. I gotta do switch up the gameplay. Nurmagomedov to me has better striking.
Yep.
So when your wrestling is a wash, I now look elsewhere. I look elsewhere and see, okay, cool. What do you do, right? Because in terms of submissions, they're kind of close, right? In terms of, so it really goes on who do you think is a better striker? I think in terms of technique, it's Nurmagomedov. If we're talking power, I don't know how you go against Omar Gadziev. I don't in terms of power, right? So it's really like, who do you trust more? Do you trust Omar Gadziev to get that one shot? Or do you trust Nurmagomedov to tag him up enough to let that compound damage do something? For me, I'm going to go Nurmagomedov because I believe it's going to get to a point where Omar Gadziev gets upset and he starts swinging recklessly. And I think that's going to end up costing him. So very, very closely, I go Nurmagomedov Frankie, before I tell the odds, Frankie, I promised Chris I was going to be on it. If you want, hit me up after, and we will play after this. I promise. I promise we will.
He said he's about to fight you tomorrow.
Bro, I'm about to get beat up, bro. Everyone wants to beat me up, man. I don't feel safe. But if you like Omar Gadzhiev, if you head over to SAI, if you head over to excuse me, SAI Sports Interaction, if you head over there, they have him plus 150 at Sports Interaction. If you like Nurmagomedov, Bet Online has Nurmagomedov at a minus 160. So those are the two places you can get the best odds for them.
Yeah, I like Nurmagomedov as well. Not only is he the better striker, like you said, I think he has better takedowns than Omar Makhachev does. But like you said, I think Omar Makhachev does have the power advantage. Plus, this will be the first time that Omar Makhachev has fought at this weight class since 2014.
Which matters. That's a phenomenal point. You put it out too, because that matters.
So who knows how much this weight cut's going to take out of him? I like Nurmagomedov. I like his like I said, I like his takedowns, and I think he's the more technical, better striker out of the two. So I agree with you. I like him in this fight. These prelims, there's going to be some good fights on these prelims. I'm actually going to have to get up early and watch them tomorrow.
Definitely.
And then next fight, Nikita Krylov against Volkan Ozdemir. Krylov's a minus 176 favorite. Ozdemir's a plus 142 underdog.
So over here, Krylov. Okay. If you like Krylov, Sportsbet has him at a minus 167. If you like Ozdemir to win, go over to Cloudbet. He's a plus 159 underdog. And then also for Krylov, if you like him, you can either go to Sportbet or 5 Dimes. Both have him at a minus 167 favorite. For me, this is a very intriguing fight because I genuinely believe whoever wins this takes an extra step. I believe the winner of this now fights someone in the top 5 to see what happens. You know, because obviously, Yuri Prochazka is probably going to have to fight. He's going to fight Glover Teixeira. Maybe he fights Jan Blachowicz next. Maybe Ankalaev or whatever. I know there's some stuff, but Anthony Smith has had his opportunity and he's starting to get older, so you got to replace him. I don't know about Alexander. I don't know if people really believe in him anymore, but this one is really going to be one where they have to move. They're going to potentially move up. For me, I like Volkan here. I like Ozdemir here. I'm looking at a guy who can stop takedowns, can get some takedowns when needed. Granted, he's not a takedown machine, but when needed, he can get them. And he'll put you out with left, right, elbow, knee, foot. Like, he doesn't care. I just think Nikita is going to, after he gets, this is just me, for Nikita when he gets stung, not hurt, just stung, he kind of overcompensates. So he'll get stung a little bit, and then he'll kind of like act as if, oh, no, I'm good. And then instead of kind of being a little cautious and, trying to regain his composure, he'll shrug his shoulders and go, he'll just swing recklessly and be like, yep, I got it. There's no big deal for me. And it's like you can't have that, you can't have that thought, right? And for me, the way I look at it, like, again, when he lost, because he lost to Paul Craig by submission. And what happened? He got hurt, tried to overcompensate, put himself in a bad situation where he was forced to tap.
Yeah, well, he was winning that fight too.
He was winning that fight, right? Ankalaev, put him in an uncomfortable situation where he constantly was trying to act as if he was fine, putting himself in even deeper waters, which ended up selling him, right? Glover Teixeira, when he fought Glover, what happened? Glover Teixeira hurt him a couple times. He tried to act like he was fine, which then opened the door for Glover Teixeira to do what he wanted, which then got him the loss. So it's just a repeating theme with Krylov. Every single time it's the loss, it's a situation where he gets hurt a little bit, and then he puts on this mask, like, oh, I'm good. Nothing hurts me. And it's like, dude, it's going to eventually, it's going to catch on to you. You know what I mean? This is a guy that doesn't like the distance. This is like, and he went to the distance a few times. Do you know how many of those, of the distance he won? Only one. Only one time that he went the distance and got a win. Every other time he went the distance, he lost. And it's really a situation where eventually, that whole got to put on that brave face or whatever, that doesn't always work, Yeah. And if you put on a brave face, that's just step one. Step two is, after you put on that brave face, don't put yourself in a situation to have to rely on that brave face. So I'm gonna go. I'm going Ozdemir. I just think I think the planet aligned perfectly for Ozdemir, because if he wins again, even though he's he's that number 8 guy and Krylov is the number 10 guy, he beats a ranked guy, and he's going up. He might. I don't know about 5, but I think he's in conversation for 6. And me personally, I'm gonna have him leapfrog Jamal Hill easily, in my opinion. That's just me, though.
No, I agree. No, I agree here. I like Ozdemir as well. I mean, they both fought Paul Craig. Krylov was beating Paul Craig, like you had said, and then got submitted in the 3rd round.
Mm-hmm.
Ozdemir beat Paul Craig by unanimous decision his last fight. Krylov did beat Gustafsson his last fight in a TKO win, but Gustafsson hasn't been the same fighter to me for his last couple fights.
At that last John Jones fight,
yeah,
he put everything he had into those 2 fights.
Yep. Oh, I agree. He hasn't been the same. Krylov, to me, his only way of winning this fight is by wrestling. He's gonna have to get takedowns, and I think Ozdemir has good enough takedown defense where he's gonna be able to keep this on their feet, especially if he tags them. And Ozdemir has great power. So I'm with you. I think Ozdemir is going to get a big win here and should put himself in line to maybe get a top 5 guy.
100%, because that lightweight division right now, it's pretty open. And you got Yuri Prochazka, but you got Glover Teixeira, old. Jan Blachowicz, old. Magomedov, he's not old, so that's a guy you can kind of leave there. And then number 5, you got 4, Alexander Rarick, which I'm not gonna call him old. I won't call him old, But thing is, with him, I don't see what's really gonna happen with him, because to me it just seems like Dana doesn't feel like he's worthy of a of an opportunity. And well, I can't even say he's not worthy, because he had the opportunity. If I'm mistaken, when he fought Jan Blachowicz, the winner was going to be put in the title picture. If I'm mistaken,
I think you're right.
Right, when Jan knocked him out, I mean, granted, they weren't going to be there right then and there, because you got Yuri Prochazka and Glover Teixeira kind of finishing their stuff up, but the winner of this would have been, in that hunt, and he came off those 2 wins against Anthony Smith and Thiago Santos, which everyone thought, oh my God, he's going to be great. Who's the Jan Blachowicz guy? I don't know what's going to end up happening with him, but let's leave him there. and then obviously number 5 you got Anthony Smith. So of the top 5 guys outside of the champion, 3 of them are on their way out. You know, 3 of them are on their way out. So that leaves 3 spots open for anyone in the top 10. And same thing with Nikita. If Nikita Krylov wins, he's up there now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he does. I mean, and he has some wins over some decent guys. Karlov does. He's beat Johnny Walker.
Yep.
Like I say, he beat Gustafson. But like I say, he lost to Paul Craig, and it was like what you're saying. He gets himself in bad positions if he gets hurt a little bit, and that's what happened with Craig. And Craig was able to submit him.
Yep. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the lightweight picture kind of shakes up after this fight.
And I think I mean, don't get me wrong, Krylov could win this fight. I just think Ozdemir's power. That's what scares me about Krylov, is because we've seen him get tagged and get hurt.
No, I'm with. Listen, I'm not saying it's lopsided. You know, I think the odds. For me, the odds are fair, right? I don't know if I threw them out there yet, but just in case. I said Krylov was a minus. Krylov is a favorite. That I disagree with, but again.
If I remember right, Ozdemir opened as the favorite.
Yeah, he did. He opened as the favorite, and then, you know, lately it's kind of been plummeting down for Ozdemir and going up for Krylov. But again, 167. Like for example, if you go to Sportsbet, it's minus 157 to plus 157. Okay. And then if you go over to Bet Online, it's minus 177 to plus 152. So it's close enough to make sense.
Right? I got minus 176 and plus 142. So I mean, yeah.
Right. So, you know, it makes sense. It's not going to be, you know, nothing crazy, but I just with a lot of the odds, I just disagree with this specific fight because a lot of the odds are going with Ozdemir. I don't know if he had a bad weight. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden they're acting like this dude's going to get demolished.
I think it's because you get some of these people that don't watch a whole lot of MMA, and they see Krylov as beat like Walker, or that he has a win over Gustafson, so they just automatically want to think that that's the guy I want to take.
That's a possibility.
And you're getting a lot of the public on Krylov. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of because I don't understand how Ozdemir went from the favorite to the underdog myself, but. I'll definitely take him at the underdog odds because that's even better value.
100%. I'll snatch him. Please call him that. Shoot.
And then next one is Baralo against Muradov. Baralo is minus 220. Muradov is a plus 176 underdog. What's your thoughts on this one?
So for me, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Baralo. This is a guy who's got solid takedown defense, can take you down. And on top of that is a guy who can make you tap. And he can make you tap. He reminds me a lot of Charles Oliveira. And we're going to get into him a little later. But a guy where no matter where he is, as long as he's got a hold of you, he can make you tap. Baralo gives me that same vibes. You know, he can make you tap from a lot of weird, unorthodox angles, which is what makes a guy like him very hard to fight. You know, he'll make you tap in these wild type of things, and that's kind of what makes people kind of go at, like, you know, they're a little at bay fighting this guy, because when you have a guy that can make you tap when he's not even touching the ground, that's scary.
Yeah. That
is over the top scary. So for me, I'm gonna go Chow. I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a great fight. I'm gonna take Chow's grappling and his solid striking over Muradov, even though, in my opinion, Muradov has the power advantage. I will give him credit there. You know, I do think, you know, he's got the power advantage, and he throws them. The problem is he doesn't really connect. Like, his significant strikes, he's at 42%, and you're not fighting a guy who for his significant strikes absorbed per minute is under 2.
Yep.
This is a guy who understands not only can he dodge, but he can take you down and put you in a situation where it's virtually impossible for you to hit him with any significant attacks. So for all those reasons, I'm going to go Chow. Before I swing it over to you for this one, if you like Chow Brawlo, if you go to Bet Online, he's a minus 194 favorite. If you like Muradov, head over to Cloudbet. He's a plus 188 underdog. So go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like Baralo in this one as well because of the same reason you said is wrestling and grappling. He has good takedowns, and Muradov, like you said, has great power, and that's why he mainly is. He's mainly boxing, and
Yep.
I just don't think his takedown defense is going to hold up against Baralo, and he's going to have trouble knocking Baralo out if he's laying on his back. And I think he's going to spend a lot of time on his back or on bottom in this fight. So I like Baralo for the same reasons as you do. And Baralo has good kicks as well on his feet.
Yes.
So I ain't like Baralo's a terrible striker. He's not a bad striker. He's just he's a better grappler than he is a striker. But I just don't think Muradov can keep this fight on the feet. And for him to have a chance, I think this fight needs to be on the feet like 90% of the time. And I don't think he's going to be able to keep it there.
Yep. And that's the thing. Like, it's just for me, outside of power. Because in terms of power, yes, Muradov has the advantage.
Yeah,
but the
17
problem
knockouts.
yeah, right. But the problem is he's landing at only a 42% clip. Now compare that to a guy who not only is elusive, but can again bring you to the ground and control you. And here's the thing about Chow, when he brings you to the ground, it's not just this, like he's working for some, right. He's looking for submissions. He can make you tap. He's looking for the submission. Now, whether or not he can get it, that's up to whoever he's fighting against. But the point remains, he's looking for the submission. He's looking to wear you down. He does damage. He still hits you. He still makes contact. So if you make it to the decision, he doesn't care. You're not 12-1 unless you're doing something right.
Yeah.
And this guy is doing something right and has yet to duck anyone. Anyone they've been putting in front of him, he has not been like some people who are undefeated, but have been ducking ranked people for the longest when it's time.
Haven't fought nobody.
Right. Like, he's just like, show up, give me who you want. I don't care. Right now, if you tell him tomorrow you're fighting Derek Brunson, he'll take it. Because he doesn't have that fear. He's got that dog in him. He's not scared.
Well, he has a win over Petrozoian that we talked about earlier.
Right.
And Mearshart was lost by submission or Muradov lost by submission to Mearshart his last fight. So we've seen Muradov be submitted before as well.
Right. So yeah, I got Baralo.
And then in the featured fight of the prelims, you have Belal Muhammad against Sean Brady. Muhammad's a plus 120 underdog. Brady's a minus 148 favorite. Muhammad opened as a favorite for this fight. Now he's the underdog. But I like Muhammad in this fight. I know Brady's 15-0. He has good grappling, real good takedowns. But I think Muhammad's not a bad wrestler in his own right. And Muhammad has a 91% takedown defense. And with Muhammad's boxing on his feet, I think he's going to give Brady a lot of trouble. I don't see Brady getting this fight to the ground like at will. It's going to be hard to get takedowns, and I think Muhammad's good enough on the feet to pull out the victory. Brady's 15-0, but what level of competition have all 15 of them fights been at? Where I've seen Muhammad with some tougher competition. He has good cardio. He beat Vincent Luque last fight out by unanimous decision. So I like Muhammad in this fight. Just a big reason because takedown defense. I think Brady's going to have a hard time getting him down and doing his ground and pound, where that's one of his strengths.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think about this fight?
So real quick before we head into it, Sean Brady, if you like him, Thank the Lord. He on Cloud Bet, he's a minus 133 favorite. If you like Belil Muhammad, sport bet and 5 dimes have him at a plus 125. Belil Muhammad is going to get destroyed, smashed, assassinated, murdered, clobbered. Let's get this jobber out of the top 5. Well, he's a job. Let's get him out of here. Sean Brady. You asked who Sean Brady has beaten, right? He's beaten. We're gonna go back to 2019. He's beaten McGee, who is not bad. He's a solid fighter. Now,
Yeah,
granted,
he's not bad.
Yeah, he's solid, right? Let's fast forward a little bit, and he fought on the card with he fought Jake Matthews when what's his guy's name? Israel Adesanya. I think it was on that Izzy card when he tried to fight Jan Blachowicz. If fact check me if I'm wrong. I think it was on that same card. That when he tried to end up being double champ. I don't know who told him it was a good idea to do that and not gain weight. What a legend. Yeah. And then he beat Michael Chiesa.
He did beat Chiesa's last fight out.
Which, again, not the same Chiesa as back then. I'm not going to argue that. But still a very, very good fighter that Sean Brady, I got to call him something else. You can't call him Sean. Tom Brady Jr., I'm going to call him that. But, it was a situation where Sean Brady showed, I can take you down, but there were portions of the fight where he stood on his feet and banged out with Michael Chiesa. And that is a theme with Sean Brady. People look at the ground and pound. You said that's one of his strengths, which is true, it is. But Sean Brady doesn't have to just take you to the ground. He will stand and bang with you.
He has decent strike. He has pretty good striking as well.
He's got not only does he have good striking, but he also has a tough chin. A chin that's going to be that not a lot of guys have been able to crack. Not a lot of guys have been able to crack. So my thing is with Belil Muhammad, he does not have enough in him to put down Sean Brady. And he doesn't have that cardio in him either. Let's be honest. There's this false narrative going around Belil Muhammad that he's a stamina machine. No, he's not. See, what Belil Muhammad is, I will give him credit here. He's smart. He understands. I can't go 15 minutes. But you know what I can do? I can go 2 and take you down for a minute. I can go 3 and then take you down for 90 seconds. He goes at you in spurts, right? But the problem with that spurt style does not work when you're fighting a guy who constantly puts pressure on you, who doesn't give you the opportunity to take that breath. Belil Muhammad's wrestling is solid. Excuse me. It's solid. But he's not a guy who can take you down at will. He's a situational wrestler. So when he'll kind of swing at someone, they're off balance, and as soon as he sees that, okay, that's when he goes to the takedown. That he's just an opportunistic wrestler. Not that that's a bad thing, but against a guy like Sean Brady, who his base is very solid, he doesn't really fight. He doesn't find himself in those off balance situations, and because he trusts his chin, instead of throwing himself off balance, he'll either try to protect it or he'll just straight up eat it because he's got that chin. And with all of that, I think it's going to be a situation where Belil Muhammad is going to start getting frustrated and start swinging for the fences. Because again, a lot of people like you have this same mindset, and it really comes down to the fact that people have been waiting for Belil Muhammad to come out for a while now. People have been waiting for him to have his party, and he has yet to have it. You're now seeing Jeff Neal have a coming out party. You're now seeing Sean Brady. If Sean Brady wins this, it'll be a coming out party. I don't know if Belil Muhammad will have that same thing. People have been waiting for it. So I think that's why you and a lot of other people are looking at Belil and saying, you better win this. Because after that, if he doesn't win this,
Oh yeah,
in my opinion, you either gotta move divisions, like you gotta move weight classes, or you just go, you know what, I'm just gonna fight for a check. Choice is really yours. But for me, Belal Muhammad is a solid fighter, but I just don't see it translating his spurt, like him who just want to do spurts. That's not gonna work against a guy who just loves constant pressure. Constant pressure with a granite chin right now. See, I'm saying granite chin to watch. Belal Muhammad's gonna knock him out. I'm still going Sean Brady.
all right. That's all the prelims. We'll get ready to go over to the main card. They took a fight off the prelims.
Which one?
Almeida and Tukulov or whatever. It must have been one of them that got took off. I knew there was a couple that got took off. That must have been one of them because I'd had it down, but it's not on FanDuel no more.
I think I know what it is. It was Lucas Almeida versus Zahara. If I'm not mistaken, it was taken off because of time.
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah, because it's not on here no more. It was yesterday, so you're probably right.
That's what I heard. Yeah, I remember. Now I don't know whether or not that's legit, or whether they say that it was a time thing and one of them suffered an injury. Hoping that's not the case. You know, I'm hoping it was for a time restraint type of thing, and they can just put them on the next fight night. You know, so I think that's what we'll find out. If they don't put them at the next fight night, then someone got hurt.
I mean, there is quite a few fights, so I could see maybe moving it to another card.
Right. So that's kind of why I'm saying I'm just gonna wait, because a lot of times you see this, they get taken off a card, and then on the next fight night they get thrown in, and then that's when you can kind of make a determination on, oh, okay, there was just not enough time, and they had to take someone off. So until I see that. That'll be able to confirm whether or not it was an injury. Hoping it wasn't an injury, because that kind of sucks, because depending on the severity, they could be out for a while. So, but yeah.
There's 13 fights on this card, so it could have been that they moved him to the next one.
Yeah. I was about to say, and I feel like had it been in America, they wouldn't have cared, because then they could have had the early prelims, you know what I mean? But because it's in Abu Dhabi, you can't really have the early prelims, because then for us, that's like, what?
8 o'clock in the morning.
And who's going to be up for that? Let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
We barely get up for 9 a.m. football, or Sunday football in England. We barely do that. Barely. I'm not done yet.
Okay, main card.
We have
first fight of the main card is Caitlin Chukakagan against Manonan Farrow. Farrow was a minus 245 favorite. Chukakagan's a plus 194 underdog. I like Farrow in this fight. 9-1. Great striker on her feet. I think she's going to be able to piece up Chukakagan on her feet. She's not terrible at wrestling.
Wow. Okay.
She's not terrible at wrestling, but yeah, I like Farrow in this fight. I don't know. Chukakagan to me, she's one of them that's getting. She's had her opportunities, and I'm ready to see somebody else maybe move up here. But I like Farrow in this fight. I think on her feet she's going to be able to do some damage, and I don't think Chukakagan's going to be able to take her down and hold her down.
You're a hater. Listen, Chukakagan is going to beat the bricks off this girl. Okay, she's going to beat the. We're going to send this woman back to the prelims, beaten, battered, and bloody. Let me tell you, bro. Okay, her nickname is going to be Triple B. That's what we're going to leave it. You know what I mean? You know how Triple G, Triple H. Guess what? Caitlin, we're calling her Triple B, because she leaves all her victims beaten, bloodied, and whatever you want to call it, bro. You feel me? Now she's not beating up Valentina. Let's just stop this notion, right? At this point, I just think the winner of this is just like a slab of steak for the line for Valentina Shevchenko. So let me just throw that out there real quick. I do think though, I will say this. I honestly do believe this gives me vibes of the middleweight division. Where it's Izzy at the top, right? And then in that division, you have the clear-cut number 2. You got the second best person. You know they're the second best, and they're just head and shoulders above everyone else. But they're in this weird purgatory where they're better than everyone else, but they're just not on the champs level, and that's where Caitlyn is. She's on that Robert Whittaker type of level right now, where she can dust everyone else. She can dust Alexa Grasso. She can dust Jennifer Maia. She can destroy Andrea Lee. She could wash Molly McCann. She could beat everyone ranked, except for Valentina Shevchenko. And ironically, that's the only person she needs to beat so that way she could be a champ. You know, I think Chikugian wins. I think she handles it effortlessly. But again, it puts her in an awkward situation.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
Who do you fight next?
Because if I'm her, I take a weight cut, and I try my luck at strawweight, and try my luck with Zhang Wei Li and Carla Esparza and Rose Namajunas, Jessica Andrade. I'd rather do that.
Yeah.
Because as of right now, the women's flyweight, bantamweight, and featherweight are all online.
In the same way with Ferro, if she wins this fight, she's gonna get killed. She'll get killed if they put her against Valentina. So
right, but the difference is, here's the difference between
we haven't seen it yet.
Caitlyn, exactly. That's really the only difference, right? Like we've seen, Chikugi get dominated by Oh no, she didn't. Did she fight? No, she didn't. I think she fought her sister. Oh no. She fought Valentina, then she fought her sister. That's what it was. Yes, I remember that. I remember. But yeah, no, and granted, yeah, I mean people give me the whole, it was, a few years ago. Well, yeah, but
yeah.
Caitlyn kind of still on the same level, and Valentina Shevchenko just got better. So it's this awkward thing where it's like, yeah, I get it was 2 years ago, but there's no shot. You know what I mean?
Chugagan, her last fight was a split decision win over Amanda Ribas. If you're getting the split decision win over Ribas, you don't have nothing for Valentina.
No shot at all. And that's why I think even though Chikugian is better of the two fighters, I believe, Fiora, she has a better chance of beating Valentina only because we've never seen it. Yeah. And because you haven't seen it, there's a chance that Valentina comes in lackadaisical and has the whole Amanda Nunes situation happen.
Yep.
So, that's kind of the only reason why. But yeah, I mean, for me, but I think Caitlyn's gonna just demolish her, wash her, beat her up. She's gonna smack her around, throw her outside. Lock her in a chain and just kick her, punch her, knee her, elbow her. She's just gonna destroy her, bro. Again, I'm saying this, and watch Chikuya get knocked out in the first round. Watch. By the way, for this one, did I see the Sean Brady and Billy Muhammad odds?
Yes.
Okay. So for this one, if you like Fiora, Sport Bet and 5 dimes. Have her at a -200.
Damn.
If you like Caitlyn Chikugian, head over to CloudBet plus 192 underdog. So,
hey, this next fight is going to be a good one too. I think.
Yes.
Dariush against Gamrot.
Yep.
Dariush is a plus 172 underdog. Gamrot's a -215 favorite according to FanDuel. What do you think about this fight? I think this is going to be a fun one here.
This one is going to be. Listen, this one, everyone's going to call boring. That's what it's going to be. Everyone's going to be like, "Oh my god, it's boring. It's not a good fight. Whatever." These are two guys that love to grapple, smother, and do groundwork. That's what they do. So it's really a game of chess between them. right? I think Gamrot is going to get the win. When the wrestling doesn't work, what do you have to fall back on? It's a magical thing called punching and kicking, right? Like, and when that happens, me personally, I personally like Gamrot. He's got a better chin, connects at a higher percentage. So I think it's going to be very close. I will take Gamrot. I think it goes to decision. I don't think you see any knockout or anything like that. I think it goes to the decision. And here's where the awkwardness with Beneil Dariush goes. What do you do with him now?
Yeah.
That's kind of the question. Because here's the thing. If Beneil Dariush wants to go get back in the top 5, because we forget he used to be in the top 5, a long time ago. Back when there was a champion in the lightweight division. Oh my God, that was so long ago. He was top 5. Now he's not because Charles Oliveira had to slide down, but by the end of the night, he will be top 5 again. He will be top 5 again because either Charles or Islam, we'll get into that later, will be the champ, and we go from there. You know what I mean? But
if Dariush wins,
that's what I'm saying. Like, but here's the thing: I don't think a win is enough. He needs to
he
dominate.
needs to be impressive.
Yes, you need to look at it and go, yes, like this is the Dariush we've been waiting for. Great wrestler, but he's kind of been lost in the crowd because think about this. I want to like this is how I know that the Dariush train has kind of stopped. Right. All right. So I'm going to read you just some. These are what. Okay, so these are some of his fights, right? His last 4, KO'd close. He KO'd Holtzman, decision over Fiera, and decision over Tony Ferguson, right? Yep. Those, again, all wins. I'm going to tell you the last 4 of this fighter. And I want you to tell me if you think he's ranked above or below Dariush. Dariush is ranked 6th, by the way. He's 6th, okay? A win against Ferguson, a loss against Gaethje, a loss against Oliveira, and then a win against Hooker. Dan Hooker.
He's ranked below. Should be ranked higher.
This is the UFC career of Michael Chandler, who is ranked above Beneil Dariush. Dariush has been on a run.
Yep.
Chandler hasn't. Chandler is like me during sex, inconsistent as fuck. And somehow this dude is top 5. After tonight, will be 4th. That just lets you know that for some reason, no one cares about what Dariush is doing. He needs to have that.
He needs to have a big breakout moment.
Yes, and this is the perfect time to do it because guess what? You're fighting a top, a ranked opponent who everyone loves. People love Gamrot.
Yep.
So it's like if you can beat him in a dominating fashion, you can put that division on notice, and now all of a sudden things are looking different for him because now you look at Dustin Poirier, is a loser now, right? Justin Gaethje is a loser now. Michael Chandler is a loser now. So no, those 3 guys, you need someone fresh in that top 5.
Yep.
Because right now, of those guys, the other 2 guys in the top 5 are about to go fight each other tomorrow for the belt. So you're gonna have to throw someone in there. Beneil Dariush, the few fans he has, have been calling for him to get this opportunity. He needs to capitalize and just. I don't care if it's a knockout. I don't care if you make him tap. I don't care if it's ground and pound. You need to finish this no later than the 2nd round. You need to have that stable performance, like how Volkanovski had, Volkanovski had it against Max Holloway.
Yeah.
Right. You need to have that. You need to have TJ Dillashaw getting knocked down and coming back to be Cody Garbrandt for the title. You need to have the Conor McGregor piecing up Eddie Alvarez. You need to have that. You need to have a state Leon Edwards down and on the verge of losing with a perfect kick to end up being. You need that moment, that staple moment. And until he gets that, I don't think legitimate. Me personally, I don't take him serious right now. Until he has that moment, I don't think anyone outside of his fan base will take him serious. So this is his opportunity. I got Gamrot, but Darush needs to step up, or he's gonna have to step aside real soon.
We're on the opposite again here. I have Dariush in this fight. I think this is going to be the time he finally takes advantage of his opportunity. I think it's going to be like you said. A lot of people are going to think it's boring, especially just casual fans of MMA, because these two guys are pretty high skilled grapplers. So it's going to be a chess match. Mm-hmm. But I think on their feet, Dariush has enough power that he might be able to catch Gamrot on the feet as well. So I'm gonna go with Dariush here, but he needs a big win, not just a winning by like a split decision. He needs a big win where nobody can say that, oh well, Gamrot really won that fight. You don't want to win a fight like that. You want to go make a statement.
Yep, and like you said, it's a split decision. In my opinion, let me know if you agree. I think a split decision is worse than a loss in the situation that Beneil Dariush is in right now. You know what I mean? Because at least with a loss, you can kind of make the argument that, give him a bounce back or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Like a split decision, and this is just me, and people are going to think I'm crazy. It is what it is, but where Beneil Dariush is right now, and the situation he finds himself, a split decision is the worst thing is honestly the last thing he would do.
I agree, because you get a split decision, instead of moving up, you're going to be fighting somebody else that's maybe not even ranked as high as you because you didn't put on that performance to look good enough to be moved up.
Because the thing is for me, if he loses to Gamrot, he drops still in the top 10, but he probably ends up fighting one of the lower guys like a Jalen Turner, maybe even Tony Ferguson, because he's not quitting, right? So you'll get one of those fights, right?
Yeah.
A split decision, his next fight, I could see him, and it's weird. I know the logic doesn't make sense, but because of people been waiting for Beneil Dariush to have that moment, if he again fumbles this opportunity and gets a split decision where he coasts, I would rather see him go get knocked out because he wants to be aggressive and he wants to change his style, rather than him getting a split decision doing the same thing he's been doing. Because guess what? When you go out there and put yourself on the line, guess what? You get rewarded. Don't believe me. Tony Ferguson is still ranked, for crying out loud. Okay? Michael Chandler has been the epitome of mid, and he is still top 5. And he could potentially get yet another title shot. Okay? Justin Gaethje. That's another dude. Put himself on the line, and he has been rewarded. Yep. So in this division, it's almost as if you need to throw yourself out there. The wins and losses almost don't matter for me in the lightweight, and I'm not even going to say welterweight, but the lightweight, and you can even make the argument for the featherweight. If you go out there and just put yourself on the line, you get rewarded. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like if Beneil Dariush was in middleweight, we have a different conversation. But since he's in the lightweight division and people don't understand that, if you get that split decision, that's going to knock him down to the point where, guess what? He's going to be fighting an unranked guy next.
Yep.
So he's going to have to...
Very well could. When the next fight, I know it's a fight you've been waiting for. Jan against O'Malley. Jan is a minus 290 favorite. O'Malley's a plus 225 underdog.
See, that's a joke to me.
I'll let you go first on this one because I know we both felt pretty much the same about this.
So, but if you like Sean O'Malley, go to Sportbet or 5 Dimes. He is a plus 235 underdog. If you're delusional enough to like him, Piotr Jan is at Sports Interactive and Betway, both tied minus 250 underdog. I understand what Uncle Dana's doing. I understand. I get it. You know? He desperately is crossing his fingers, hoping Sean O'Malley is that guy. The problem is, he's not. Here's problem number 2. You're fighting against a guy who is that guy. Problem number 3. Said guy is kind of mad he doesn't have the belt. You want to know another problem? Said guy is probably ticked off that the other guy is fighting ahead of him in a championship fight.
Yeah.
You want to know what's even worse? That same guy is probably even more pissed off because he wanted TJ Dillashaw. Like, and then, by the way, you want to know what's even worse? That same guy who's ranked number 1, who's mad and angry, and in my opinion, he has killed someone. You are not Petr Yan and have that constant look on your face unless you have literally killed someone. Okay? Like, you know what look he reminds me of? I swear I'm not trying to get political. Vladimir Putin. Like, you ever just see Vladimir Putin and his face that is the face of a man who has witnessed a life leave a body before. Okay? Petr Yan has the same face. Okay? And really the absolute funny part about the entire thing, Petr Yan hates Sean O'Malley with a fiery passion. You're telling me I have a former champion who's mad he's a former champion, who's mad at the guy who took the championship from him, mad at the fact that the guy who took the championship from him is fighting the guy that he wants to fight. He's mad at the guy that he's fighting right now because that guy is just some weird drama king who doesn't know what he's doing and is just like a little, you know, the moron has nothing to do in terms of good, right? And I have to waste my time. Think about this. When is the last time we've seen a number 1 guy fight, like the number 1 ranked guy, fight someone out of the top 10?
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Do you know the level of disrespect that is? Imagine me. I am the number 1 guy. I am probably, in all honesty, because of how the bantamweight division currently is, there's a legitimate argument that I will probably fight the next guy. I will probably fight the winner of Sterling and Dillashaw.
Yeah, because he lost to Sterling by split decision.
Right. And if it's not him, there's only one other guy who I will accept, and that's Corey Sandhagen. That is it. That is it. Outside of him, there is no one else. And by the way, before anyone says Marlon Vera, shut up. Because Marlon Vera is going to get waxed, destroyed. He can't even beat Aljamain Sterling, and he's the weakest of the 3 pillars. He's the weakest, and he can't even beat him.
In my opinion, O'Malley should have had to fight like Sandhagen or somebody like that before you ever got on.
No. You know who he honestly should have fought? Has he fought him yet? I don't think he has. You know who honestly would have
like
had
you said, Vera. Even if he fought Vera.
If you want to fight Vera, fine. You know who I'm putting him against? Song.
Okay, yeah.
Yadong Song.
Yep.
I would have him do that. Fight a guy that's like between 9th and 11th. So let's see, the 9th and 11th guys in the bantamweight division. Right now, Yadong Song. Okay, so O'Malley's 11th. So Yadong Song or Ricky Simon. That's like, those are the only. I don't understand. I understand he beat Pedro Munoz. That's adorable, I guess. But if you know Pedro Munoz makes you a top guy in the division, then Jesus Christ, everyone's a top guy in the freaking division, bro. Like, let's be honest. And again, this is of the 3 pillars, Aljamain Sterling is the weakest, and O'Malley would have trouble with him. Imagine what Petr Yan is going to do to this kid. It's the same kid who couldn't check a leg kick. What are we doing here?
Yeah, I agree. I think I like Yan big time in this fight. I don't understand. Yan will be able to take O'Malley down basically anytime he wants to. And then on the feet, he's going to outbox him.
And here's the thing, right? On the feet, he's going to outbox him. And I don't even think it'll be close, right? In terms of the takedown, O'Malley's not a takedown guy.
No.
And so it's this weird thing where I'm looking like I have I've seen some people actually believe that Sean O'Malley has a chance.
Oh, I know quite a few people like that think that O'Malley's going to win this fight.
Which is insane to me. That right there is insane to me, because how are you going to pick Sean O'Malley? And I dare you, name me one thing he's better at than Petr Yan. The best thing he brings to the table is talk. And it's, in my opinion, in these press conferences, he's been getting destroyed by a dude who can't even speak a proper sentence. Let that sink in. The best thing he brings to the table is talking. And this is Petr Yan, and English is what? Petr Yan's what? 8th language? Like, rumor has it this dude speaks like 1,000 of them, right? So it's like, what in the world? Like, you're losing to Petr Yan on the mic. That's insane. Because Petr Yan is not he's not skilled on the mic.
No.
In terms of takedown, LOL. Boxing, LOL. A submission game, I mean, neither one have a submission game, so I'll be nice to get that to O'Malley, I guess. Cardio, Petr Yan. Chin, Petr Yan. IQ, Petr Yan. I don't.
Level of competition, Yan's fought way better competition than O'Malley has.
See, and I'm not even gonna go on that argument, only because like Yan was the champion, so it makes sense on why that would happen.
I mean, O'Malley hasn't fought nobody really yet.
I mean, but because O'Malley's a bum. He's a mid-fighter. He's a mid-fighter who can talk.
He don't deserve this opportunity yet because he hasn't been tested.
Can I be honest? If I'm Petr Yan, I demand a release right after this fight. 110%. The mere fact that Dana White disrespected Petr Yan by doing this, I you know what I honestly expected? This is what I honestly expected. I expected Petr Yan on this card against Corey Sandhagen, and then the winner fights the winner of Dillashaw and Sterling, and then the loser of those two fights fight each other.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's what
right. Because think about it. Because and this is why I say that if you really sit down and think about it, I think Sandhagen beat Dillashaw.
I do too.
But it's one of those razor close ones where it's like, boom, like, I'm not gonna scream robbery, because it was razor close. Would you love to see that fight again? I would.
Yeah.
Yes, please, on pay-per-view. Okay. If you can listen, if you're trying to sell me Nate Diaz versus Chimaev, and all of a sudden TJ Dillashaw versus Corey Sandhagen isn't a draw, Dana, Uncle Bobby Dana, get it together. Okay, get it together. So it's this weird thing where I just don't comprehend. I don't understand the logic. Because my thing is, I'm willing to hear the logic. If it's stupid, I'm gonna tell you to shut up. But I need the logic, because for the number one guy, I would have preferred Yan versus anyone. Petr Yan versus me. I would have fought for free. It would have made more sense than fighting Sean O'Malley, who the hardest thing that he needs to worry about is dyeing his hair, because he knows he can't hack it in the ring. And after Petr Yan puts this little swivel twerp in his place, I will look at all the fans and they will have to acknowledge the fact this kid is just not good enough right now. Can he be? Who knows? He's young, so he's got time. Who knows? But as of right now, if he is ready to be a top guy in any division, give me a padded helmet, and I'm a better running back than Jonathan Taylor. I'm a better running back than Derrick Henry. I'm a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Better wide receiver than D-Hop, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase. I'm a better tackle. I'm like, no. What are we doing here, Dana? Get it together, bro. You need to get it together. And after Petr Yan destroys him, you need to apologize to Petr Yan and give this man a big fat check, and then thank him for not demanding a release. Because any other fighter either would have taken demanded a release, or would not have taken this fight and looked at Dana and said, "Are you out of your mind?"
Yeah, if I'm Yan, and after I win this fight, I'm either demanding to fight the winner of Sterling and Dillashaw, or I'm asking for my release. Either you give me the shot at the title, or I'm out of here.
Yeah, because I did you a favor. I'm doing you a favor. I'm doing you a favor because you want this. And here's the part about it: Dana hopes and he's crossing his fingers and hoping O'Malley can do it.
Yeah.
That's what he wants O'Malley to do it so bad. So I'm Piotr Jan. I saved this division. Me. I saved it. Because when Cody Garbrandt was sucking and being a bum, it couldn't hack it. And it was only getting one win when he knocked out Asensio. And what was doing nothing since then. When TJ Dillashaw got caught with EPO and Corey Sandhagen was hurt, I held down this division. Just me, by myself, for the longest. And for you to make me fight Sean O'Malley, and you ready to hear the sad part about it? Jan is in a lose-lose situation. Because if he beats the bricks off the twerp, he should have done it.
Yeah, we're all going to say, well, that's what should have happened. And
guess what? If he loses, he's a bum. So he's in a lose-lose situation. So Dana White better be grateful. He better thank his lucky stars.
Where O'Malley's in a basically win-win situation, because if he wins, he's going to get a bigger fight. And if he loses, most people are going to say, well, not most people like me and you're going to say, well, we expected him to lose.
He's a bum. The worst ranked fighter in that division.
Yeah, I couldn't believe they moved him up to fight Jan already. I think it's ridiculous. Like you said, I think it should have been Jan and Sandhagen, and then the winner of that and the winner of Sterling and Dillashaw fight each other, and the two losers can fight each other. But O'Malley hasn't proved to be up there in that top four with them guys. But in the co-main event, we have the championship fight for the weight class with Aljamain Sterling. It's TJ Dillashaw. Sterling's a minus 172 favorite. Dillashaw's at plus 140 on the money line. How you see this one going? You think Dillashaw's going to be able to pull it off?
So before I answer that, for the odds here, if you like Dillashaw, go to SportBet. He is a plus 160 underdog. And if you like, and also on 5 dimes, plus 160. If you like Aljamain Sterling, Sports Interactive, minus 155 favorite. So if you like those odds, the mere fact that TJ Dillashaw, I am not a TJ Dillashaw. Oh, go ahead.
You took Jan in the last fight, right?
Yes, I did. Yes. I do not like TJ Dillashaw. I hate him with a passion.
I think, Dillashaw.
Yeah, I hate him.
I don't like him either.
He's a piece of garbage. He's a piece of trash. But this is how much of a phony champion Aljamain Sterling is. I am rooting for the man I hate. I think TJ Dillashaw is going to put on a clinic. And the reason why I say this is because I have to be consistent. Remember back then, the gauntlet I wanted Aljamain Sterling to run through? I wanted a juiced-up TJ Dillashaw. I want Dana White to turn a blind eye. We're going to inject this man with EPO. Through every orifice, every single little, every hole in his body, we're going to get a syringe full of EPO and inject. And we're going to have TJ Dillashaw just ragdoll this piece of garbage and save the bantamweight division. And he's going to do it. He's going to do it. There's nothing Aljamain Sterling does that TJ Dillashaw cannot handle, counter, or conquer. Period. If we're going to be honest, TJ Dillashaw is Brock Lesnar. Aljamain Sterling is Zach Gowen. If y'all don't know who that is, it's the one-leg guy. If y'all still don't remember, it's the guy that Brock Lesnar F5'd into the pole. If you don't know, look up Brock Lesnar versus Zach Gowen. You're welcome. Okay? Without a shadow of a doubt, TJ Dillashaw is going to dominate. And I honestly think it really comes down to one thing. How long does TJ Dillashaw want to mess with Aljamain Sterling? Does he want to watch the hope drain from Aljamain Sterling's eyes? Does he want to see that? Or does he just want to end it quick, get the belt, and then just call out whoever? That's really that's just, it's not a matter of if TJ Dillashaw beats him. It's just a matter of when, right? Does Dillashaw want to knock him out in the first round and be like, I'm back, bleepers, I'm back. EPO, let's go. Or does he kind of want to drag it out and say, look, man, that's 2 times. Ever since I'm back, I thought twice. I went the distance both times, and I'm a winner. Put this division. Y'all suck. Beep. And he gets out. What does he want to do? What does he want to do? That's all it really comes down to. TJ Dillashaw. He's finna Shawshank Redemption this piece of filth and save the division we didn't know we loved. So Dillashaw win it, so my man Piotr Yan can beat the bricks off you, and we can have our true champion back on top of the division.
I think we're gonna get Yan back as our true champion, but I think Sterling's gonna beat Dillashaw, and then Jan's gonna beat
How do
Sterling.
I kick you from this? Do I have the ability to kick you? What in the world? What in the world, Christopher?
I just think Sterling's gonna beat Dillashaw. I want to pick Dillashaw because I don't care for Sterling either, but I think Sterling's gonna win. And then, but I think they're gonna give Yan another opportunity after he slaps O'Malley around a little bit. I think
and like I said, I think the only guy I will accept, like if it's not Piotr Yan, if you're gonna give any other guy a title shot, yes, that is the only.
Because I felt like he beat Dillashaw.
To be one, I'll be honest with you. Can I be honest with you, Chris?
Yeah.
Me personally, if Dillashaw wins, I don't care what happens with Piotr Yan. It should. I think Corey Sandhagen and Dillashaw need to run it back so we get a definitive winner. So that way we can figure out once and for all who won.
And then Yan fight the winner of that.
No. You know what I would do? I would have Yan versus Sterling.
Okay, yep.
Have them run it back. And I would even do them on a fight night because it won't be for the title.
Yep.
It won't be for the title. Do that for a fight night. Matter of fact, I would do Dillashaw. Like, if it was Dillashaw, I would do Dillashaw versus Sandhagen. What are we in? What is it, October?
Right, yeah, October.
If they're down, I would have it to be the first pay-per-view of January of next year. If they're down. If not, February, March, let them fight, right?
If not, you could do it the weekend of the Super Bowl. They usually have that pay-per-view right there at the beginning of February.
So if they don't want to do January, they can do February, right? And then after they fight, the next weekend, that fight night should be Sterling versus Yan. And then that way there's only a week difference. So now you know who's the champion. And by the time in a week's time, you will know who's going to be the number 1 contender for the Bantamweight Championship.
And plus, people will watch that. That'd be a good main event for a fight night because it would get people to tune into it.
100%. And again, it'll make sense because usually they kind of have fight nights for up and comers. It's nice to occasionally have, okay, we got 2 established veterans here, 2 guys who want to fight for the title because they did that. I think with right before he won the title, Jan Blachowicz won on a fight night. You know,
yep.
but before Dominic Cruz got because if he beat Marlon Vera, he would have, ended up probably having an opportunity for the title. He went on his run on a fight night.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's like I genuinely do believe that they should probably use fight night like that a little more to, try to have a little bit more, in terms of storytelling and booking, make it a little more sense, So,
yep.
Yeah, I got TJ Dillashaw.
All right, we're opposite on that one. Now we're at the main event: Oliveira against Makhachev.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get the odds pulled back up here real quick.
And why are you doing that?
Plus 140 underdog.
Okay.
And Makhachev's a minus 172 favorite on FanDuel.
Okay. So for Makhachev, minus 155 on Sports Interactive. And if you like Charles Oliveira, he's a plus 170 on Sportbet and 5 dimes. So if you like them, who do you have winning? I'm very curious to hear.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I went back and forth on this one a couple times.
Who are you telling, man?
I'm gonna go with Makhachev, but man, I could see either one of these guys winning this fight. I really could, because both of them are great grapplers and great wrestlers. I mean, and we've seen Oliveira with 21 submissions in his career. Makhachev has 10 submissions, so I mean, somebody could easily end this fight in any position. But man, I think Makhachev's going to be able to get some takedowns and be able to get some control on top, but he's going to have to watch for them submissions. I think it's going to be a great fight. Like I said, we went back and forth, but I think Makhachev is going to finally get that big signature win.
So, for me, I'm like you, back and forth, because I do like Makhachev, and I think he can win. But here's the only concern I had when it came to Charles Oliveira: is he gonna quit? It's the only concern I had. Because I think a Charles Oliveira with the right mind, woo, he's dangerous. So I started going back, right? Looking back and, looking through his, his spot where he was inconsistent. And I remember exactly what I was doing, right? I stopped at the Holloway fight in 2015. So that's when it hit me. What am I doing? I'm going too far back. Because he beat Tony Ferguson when he knocked out Michael Chandler. At the end of the first round, Michael Chandler hurt him. He hurt Charles Oliveira, and Oliveira, instead of quitting, what did he do? Fought through. Mm-hmm. Dustin Poirier hurt him. And what did he do? Fought through. Justin Gaethje. Okay, I can't say nothing about Justin Gaethje hurting him. But Michael Chandler and Dustin Poirier hurt him.
Yep.
And what did he do?
It fought through.
Fought through and persevered. So I was like, why am I going to look up 2015, 2014, 2013 when I'm seeing the most, of his recent fights, he's faced adversity. And he's showing me I'm good now. I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm vibing. I like how I was before, where a little bit of adversity would freak me out and I would tap because I'm having an asthma attack in the octagon. It turns out I don't have asthma. No, those days are behind me.
We make weight this time.
See, but here's the thing. Here's the thing I got me tight. I was hard on him for that. But then when I saw everyone was 0.5, and then it came out that the reason why was the backstage scale was actually off. Yeah. That's when I was hard on him. I have apologized and recanted because as time went on, they started putting out more information. Yep. And then you realize when they finally came up with the actual weight, 70% of the fighters were over by half a pound. And I'm like, there's no shot that's a coincidence. No shot that's a coincidence. And I think that's why they gave him this automatic rematch. I think that's why they said, all right, look, if you beat Gaethje, we'll give it to you, no problem. Because at this point, Andre goes, bro, I want Charles. What's up? Me too. I do. I can't put him over Khabib, though, because he's fishing dudes. Khabib already fished. But no, listen, you don't have to put him, if you don't want to. Me personally, I just love the 180 Charles Oliveira game.
Yeah.
In the people were everyone loves to talk about how in the beginning, a paper cut had this man out for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Now, my man got veneers, and all of a sudden, this dude out here taking bricks to the face, bro. He taking bricks to the face. He's like, give me that. I want another brick. Give me another one. And it's insane. Again, Charles Oliveira, he's a a submission artist, right?
Yep.
And he knocked out Michael Chandler, who everyone thought had better boxing. No one thought he could stand and bang with Dustin Poirier. He did that to end up getting him to tap. No one thought he would be tough enough to be, to rock with Justin Gaethje, and he broke Justin Gaethje. So I think at some point, we got to stop looking back 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 20, 80 years back to nitpick him.
Yep.
When now he's starting to show us, I'm chilling, I'm vibing, I'm good. I've faced adversity against the top guys in this division. I beat them. I'm the reason why people don't look at Dustin Poirier the same anymore. I'm the reason that the Michael Chandler hype all of a sudden stopped. I'm the reason why no one takes Justin Gaethje legit anymore. I'm the reason. And for that man, I got Oliveira. I'm rocking with Oliveira. I think he does it. And I think he, you know how he speaks Brazil, or I said Brazilian. I'm stupid. You know how he speaks Portuguese and whatnot. I think we hear him speak some English. I think we only hear 3 words. Suck my bleep. He'll say it too. Maybe call Makhachev the B word a few times. But
I think it's going to be.
Oliveira.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Makhachev, but man, I think it's gonna be a great main event, and it has the ability to be a real good fight because Makhachev isn't no slouch either, and he's not going to quit. So it's gonna be fun. I hope we get the best version of Oliveira too, because we get the best version of both these guys. I think it could be fight of the night.
100%. I think, in my opinion, I think this is fight of the night. I think Uncle Dana's gonna make up a bonus for Petr Yan. I think he'll just make up some random bonus, like a bonus we've never heard of before. It's gonna be like take one for the team bonus or something like that. Like he's just gonna pick up a random bonus. Like, yo, I gotta give Petr Yan something.
Take out the trash bonus.
That's it. I think that, and I think the winner of the bantamweight title fight is gonna get a bonus, something, because I do not think in any way, shape, or form. I do not think that the bantamweight title, TJ Dillashaw is gonna hurt Aljamain Sterling.
You think this is one of the better pay-per-view cards though that we've had in a while?
Yeah. You know what I think we should do? At the end of the year, we should have like our top 3 pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Like a show like that, because that way it'll actually let us go. Because I think this card is very. I like it. I do like the card. I love the fact that obviously we finally get a lightweight champion, right? But then we're having the bantamweight title defended. Plus, obviously you still got you still got the Petr Yan still there, so he can kind of, speak his piece and whatnot. For me, I'll be honest with you, 278, the one when it was Usman versus Edward, and Luke Rockhold was like, "Oh, I'm tired. Spinning wheel kick, cool." Like, oh man, but yeah, no, I do think, in my opinion, this is top 5. I think of the year top 5. I do think it is one of the better ones. Now, I'm going to wait to I'm gonna wait.
See how it plays out before we
Right, because you know what, there's another fight I thought was gonna be a banger. I thought it's Carla Esparza.
I was gonna say the women.
Yeah, Carla Esparza versus Rose Namajunas.
I
thought that was, in my opinion, the worst fight of the year.
Yeah, and I was looking forward to that fight, like you were.
Me too.
I thought that was what.
Yep.
It's probably one of the worst fights of the year.
Yeah, 100%. So, but yeah, I do think it's top 5.
All right. Was you gonna be available tomorrow to watch along?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My dad will be out. He's gonna be out and about, so he won't be able to be on. So it's like, as long as I can find something, at least one other person, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'll probably be in for the main card.
Yeah, I was just gonna do it for the main card. Start about 2:00.
Yeah, to do all that stuff. Because with my luck, bro, with how tired I am, bro, I'm not waking up till like 1-ish.
Yeah, I plan on starting basically right at 2 when the main card starts. That's cool.
Yeah. Just let me know when, and I'll be here.
Yep. Well, we'll plan on starting at 2. I'll send you the link in the morning sometime.
Fantastic.
You got any final thoughts before we end this preview and prediction show?
Like always, when it comes to betting, Chris says all the time, just make sure you look at all your stuff. Make sure you look at all the sports book, compare odds, and make sure you don't go, because even though, when was it? I think it was the last show I did with you. Remember, on one sports book, the favorite was the underdog.
Yep.
So I always tell people, always look at the odds, pay attention to them, know they change, and always look at multiple different sports books, because like I said, the odds are always different, and you might catch yourself, catching some a lucky deal here and there, you know. But
yeah, you can get better value at different sports books. And I'll be honest with you, I use FanDuel a lot, but on UFC, DraftKings usually has better odds than FanDuel on UFC.
Yeah, and that's nothing because they're it's literally because they're partnered.
Yep.
So they get like, you know, better inside scoop type of thing. So, but yeah, man. Yeah,
all right,
it was fun, bro.
Yeah, I just found out that was a great show.
Yes, sir.
A lot of fights. Like I said, we'll be live around 2:00 tomorrow with watch along and reaction for the UFC 280. So come join us tomorrow. Appreciate everybody watching today. You can. I'll be live tonight, 11:00 with Gonzo and the Judge Sports Talk. Come check that out. But for Pride, I'm Chris. We will see you guys hopefully tomorrow for the UFC 280 watch along and reaction show. If not, you can find us through the week on the ASAP Sports Network. Please go hit that subscribe button for the ASAP Sports Network and for Gonzo Sports Room and for Prideful Takes podcast as well. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. Have a good weekend.
Yes, sir.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.